Hello, everybody. My name is Slade. Welcome to Hype Train News. And obviously, if you're here for a bit of news. We got some cool things to talk about today. So, today's Monday, January 25th, 2016. So, to give you guys a little update, here's a few things that are going on that you might care about. The first one is there's some huge updates coming to the Xbox One soon, but they're going to come to the preview program as always. First is where they're going to start, and then they're going to move from there. So, coming to the preview program first is going to be you can now look and see who's joining a party. So, there's that one kid from school who you're kind of forced to play video games with them sometimes because his mom knows your mom and that makes you friends. But the kid's weird, right? You don't want to hang out with him and you don't want to play video games with him. And for the love of God, you don't want him to know your gamer tag. Well, now you can look in the party and see who is there before you go, which is kind of cool. That's a really cool feature. And it's something that they should have had for a long time. Ruined my gamer tag a few times. One of the other things is there's going to be the Gamerscore leaderboard is back. That was in the Xbox Windows 8 version or whatever you want to call it. Before it switched to Windows 10, there was like a Gamerscore update. Well, now you can also do that for the people that you follow and for your friends list. So if you want to see where you're keeping up with, popular YouTubers or Let's Players, that's now a thing. You can see where you stand with them and you can kind of compete against them in your own way, which is kind of cool if you care about Gamerscore. I know the achievement guys, they'll be super happy about it. From there, you can also now rearrange pins finally. That's finally a thing. Thank God that's finally a thing. I want Hulu, Netflix, and like YouTube together. They're all over the gaff. So I'm really excited to finally get to put those together. So that's cool. From there, updating activity feed in your Xbox One, which I don't really know how many people do that. The activity feed to me is like, this guy got an achievement or whatever, but now you can do like Facebook and Twitter through it, which is, that's a pretty cool thing. A little different, but it's still pretty cool. From there, you can now join your friend's Twitch broadcast, which means that if one of your buddies is streaming on Twitch, that means you can now join him and you can join in on what he's doing and you can like participate and you can hop straight into his Twitch stream, which is kind of cool. There's going to be improvements to what's called like suggested friends, which basically means like, if you and somebody else are friends, kind of like your mutual friends on Facebook or who else to follow on Twitter because other people follow them or are friends with them, which is kind of, the social aspect of the Xbox and why Xbox people are better than PlayStation people. It's just a thing. From there, you can now finally, so like you remember all those betas that you signed up for to get the play game free, like, Rainbow Six Siege, which just came out. You can now finally hide that thing in the ready to install because you've uninstalled it by now, hopefully. You haven't burned your 500 gig limit. But you can now hide those icons. So the betas that you can no longer participate in, you can hide those. It's not really getting rid of because you bought the digital license and that's a DRM thing. But you can now have that to where it's hidden, you don't see it anymore, and it's perfectly gone. From there, the Avatar store is coming back, so avatars are going to become more present. I know a lot of people panicked when the Xbox One first came out, and avatars weren't really a thing. But avatars are going to be back, and the Avatar store is coming back with all new things. So that's kind of cool. Like, I always like the idea of awards over achievements, like the Avatar Awards where I could show them off. That was the most I ever cared about my avatar. From there, there's going to be a whole new section called Xbox News that'll kind of keep you up to date on some of this stuff that not everybody's really up to date with, and it'll be new things on Microsoft games and like, Halo, Gears of War, stuff that Microsoft makes. So it's going to be updates on stuff like that and stuff that's coming out to the Xbox, like, the backwards compatibility list. So you don't have to go look for it for yourself. There's also now going to be a compact mode for the Xbox app if you use Smart Glass. There's a compact mode to where it's kind of like, it's for their seamless, use thing where, your Xbox is good on your PC, your tablet, or your smartphone. That's just a portion of that. It just makes the Xbox app easier to use. All right, so the other next big piece of news that's coming out is the Elder Scrolls Online is getting an update. So the Thieves Guild is finally coming to Elder Scrolls Online. So what that is, you can now join the Thieves Guild for the first time in the Elder Scrolls Online, which is cool. It's going to have its own playable characters. It's going to have a 12-person, what I guess is a raid. It's a player trial is what they're calling it, so I'm guessing it's a raid. I've never played Elder Scrolls Online, but hopefully it's something pretty cool. I think it will be. So from there, you can now do that, do a 12-person, well, I'm just going to call it a raid, but a 12-person raid in Elder Scrolls Online. There's going to be all new characters that are specific to that DLC, and this is all going to open up in the South Peninsula of Hammerfell in the world. So all this is going to open up. There's going to be new characters, whole new storyline, and it's also going to be available to everybody of all characters and of all levels. So that means, if you have a level 1 character and you want to start a brand new character in the Thieves Guild, that's totally a thing, which is a pretty cool idea. And, it's not a It's not a bad thing either. From there, there's going to be new groups, there's going to be new bosses, and new delves to conquer as well. There's also going to be a new skill line exclusive only to the Thieves Guild, which is kind of cool. That I guess it's more like, you know, when you play like your MMORPG or whatever, it's like your Thieve class or whatever is finally coming to Skyrim Online. Oh, Elder Scrolls, excuse me. There's also going to be unique clothing and other items coming with this DLC as well. Not bad. Now you can dress up new in your digital character, make him look cuter. Or her, whatever you play as. All right, and last thing, one of my favorite people in the world, Scott Cawthon, the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's, he's back at it. He dropped a new game early, FNAF World. It's not a horror game per se. There are some scary elements in it, but what he's done now is the game is cute. Yeah, you heard me. The game is cute. So now the game has like this adorable aspect to it. I mean, it is relatively cute, but there's a few issues, and Scott actually a few hours ago just took the game off Steam. That's of this recording right now, which it's about 7 o'clock Central Standard Time or minus 6 GMT. He took the game off Steam for several reasons. One of them is that he was reading the reviews on Steam as where they were mostly positive. He agreed with all the negative reviews, which is kind of cool of a game developer to say. He agreed with all the negative reviews. And I'm going to kind of quote him, not really verbatim, but I'm going to kind of go off what I read him say. He was like, I agree with these reviews. I'm going to take more time to work on the game, and then I'm going to put it back on the Steam store. If you weren't happy with it, I have told Steam to not limit the time played refund so you can get your refund. So that means if you went over the 2-hour time limit to return your digital game on Steam, that now means you can return that game. No problems, no questions, which is kind of cool. You know, most developers would be like, oh, fuck you, you paid $60 for it. This game is $10. And he's like, yeah, if you weren't happy with the finished product, take it back. So one of the big things was the overworld looked nothing like it did in the trailer, which really would have made somebody like Ubisoft proud. So the way the game was supposed to look in the trailer is that in the overworld, you walked around as a 3D character. As you do in the fights, you're a 3D character fighting against other things. But instead, in the overworld, it was a 2D kind of isometric view, Atari-styled graphics, which is, you know, totally not what the trailer was, you know, led us to believe about the overworld and maneuvering around in the world. So what Scott's done is he's taking the game down. He said, I'm going to take more time to work on this, and I'll put it back up. So you get to keep it, even though he took it down, or you could get your money back and wait for the finished product if you weren't happy. I mean, it's honestly just a win-win for everybody if you think about it. All right, guys. Well, that's it for the news this week. My name is Slade. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please don't forget to give us a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Bye-bye.